my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, Vince Russo is back on his BS.
A new backstage update on Bianca Belair's WWE return.
A WWE legend has ripped into the current product.
And I'll tell you the three names being considered for Hiroshi Tanahashi's final match. I'm Adam Wilborn.
I'm Andy H. Murray. The H stands for Danny Baker.
This is the news.
All right, let's kick this one off. Let's talk about Vince Russo.
Oh, good.
It's big 2025, and we're speaking about a man who hasn't been relevant in 20 years, maybe. I guess we're making him relevant by talking about it.
Yeah.
He doesn't really make the headlines as much as he used to.
He says outlandish things and no one pays any attention to it.
He does. I think, his time as like the grifter in chief has come and gone.
Yeah.
It's been taken by others. However, Vince Russo on WrestleBinge for Sportskeeda, which is certainly a website.
Yeah.
He just said some funny things about Triple H, and it made me laugh.
Yeah.
So that's why we're talking about it. Basically saying that he runs WWE like a preschool, and he's obsessed with the internet.
Yes.
Basically. So I'm going to read you what he said. First of all, he starts off by like framing it, comparing it to Vince McMahon. Basically, that's how the start of this phrase, this quote goes. I'm not going to do the voice because I can't do the accent, bro. Everybody respects this guy, but this guy knows, man. Like, when it's time to be the freaking boss, I'm going to be the freaking boss. I saw it my first day. You see Triple H with the hands on the shoulders and get the F out of here. What is this? Kindergarten? He's criticizing Triple H for being nice to his employees or not his employees, his subordinates.
Yes.
Basically.
He also talks the way that he writes, which means gibberish a lot of the time.
Also, I don't know, man. I don't really know if Vince McMahon's positive leadership is really something you should be trumpeting when it's the subject of multiple lawsuits.
That's what I remember him for.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. But he went on a bit and he spoke about the Charlotte Flair Tiffany Stratton thing, where they went off script and they insulted each other quite deeply. Tiffany got under Charlotte's skin. Charlotte's insults were crap.
Yes.
Poor Charlotte. But apparently Triple H didn't know it was a work or a shoot. This is according to Vince Russo.
Okay.
Despite signing off on the shows.
Yeah.
He had no idea. Triple H was sitting there at gorilla position, asking, was that scripted? Was that scripted? He didn't even know if it was a shoot or not. They came back and smartened him up. Triple H says, well, you go tell Tiffy that she needs to apologize. No, Trips, you need to go tell Tiffy. So it's like he's avoiding the confrontation.
He's got a show to run. He's in the middle of a show.
He's made one of his goons go and tell Tiffany Stratton, this was bad, yeah. I wonder who he asked, do you think?
Oh, probably
Bruce?
Poor Joseph Park.
Joseph Park, yeah, that poor man.
He gets bullied enough, doesn't he?
It's wild. They're literally bullying Abyss.
Yeah.
on that.
The Black Horse Man, mate. Saw him out.
Yeah, he's like 6'5". We're obviously joking. He's not getting bullied, but
we love it.
Yeah, we do. I'm a huge Abyss guy.
Me too.
Better than Kane. Easy. People are going to hate that.
Yeah.
Russo went on.
Oh, good.
Spoke about how obsessed Triple H is with the internet. He's obsessed with booking to get praise from the internet, brother. Triple H, he's got this thing about being liked. I've been told by somebody, a talent at a high level, you can speculate on who he's making up there, who told me the love of the freaking internet means everything to Triple H. That's why he brought in Joe Hendry at freaking WrestleMania. That is so important to him, and bro, you cannot be in that spot and want to be liked. Okay.
Sorry, this comes from Vince Russo saying that.
Yeah. I mean, booking for the internet is...
what he did?
Yeah, well, did the internet really...
He was like, the smart mics, I love this.
Of course. Yeah, no, you've just blown it to pieces there, yeah.
But I will say, it's very much the worst person you know just made a valid point, because it's true. I mean, every booker does it.
Yeah.
You can't turn around and say, Triple H doesn't do that, or Tony Khan doesn't do that, or any booker, because... Look at what they're doing. A lot of them do.
Yeah.
Like, it's a valid point to be made.
Yeah, I agree. They all do it. And you can see from various wrestling promoters and bookers' Twitter activity and stuff like that, can't you?
Yeah, it was better when you used to be able to see their likes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. A day is going to come where likes are going to be public again, and all these freaks who've been on there liking freaky stuff.
That's not going to happen, is it?
Everyone's cooked. I'm not. I keep it there.
Can we wrap this up? I need to go and do some history clearing on my internet. Yeah. But it's the end of the day. Like the Tiffany stuff and Charlotte stuff, King of the shoot, Vince Russo, whatever. I think we talked at the time. I think it was an element of a shoot, but I think maybe Tiffy took it too far from all the talk we've heard post that, including Charlotte talking all about this as well.
Yeah. Uncleared lines, right?
Yeah, it was basically almost like getting a receipt for the Charlotte bit where she sort of exposed her in that. They weren't face to face with her; they were like on
satellite.
The interview that they did, where
Charlotte
she just wrecked Tiffany.
And there was a segment a couple of weeks before that as well, where Charlotte was cutting this promo over her while she was in the ring, and she was like, "Tiffy," and it was so overbearing.
I do like that when wrestlers, when wrestlers, just give me a flashback there. When wrestlers are like, I've knocked you out, so I cut a promo on you. But in that moment, if I wanted to, say whatever I want, you're knocked out. Do you remember when the NWO took out Goldberg? And they were like, spray paint the back of his head, dickhead. And he clearly was like, nope, I didn't sign off on this bit.
I would have.
I know I've been hit with a cattle prod, but I'm not having this.
I would have stood up and speared those mothers, man. I wouldn't have taken that.
I'll be fair, I've seen some people with their hair looking like that. Oh yeah, it's just black spray. That's what's on top of my head. Yeah, but look, at the end of the day, it's actually quite a good point from Vince. Like, yes, you book Joe Hendry, not necessarily only because of the internet acclaim you're going to get, but it has to factor into it. Like, he is the biggest sort of wrestling meme of 2025.
It's one of the reasons
he's a good wrestler as well. We love Joe, but
it's one of the reasons he got over it. So, like, I don't believe you should book stuff to pop Twitter or anything like that.
No, God, no.
That's stupid, right? You should primarily book stuff to pop the people in the building and the TV viewers. Did you hear the pop that Joe Hendry got at WrestleMania? I mean, come on. Like, what are we doing here?
It was so loud, and I was with Adam Nicholas, thanks to everyone who supports the channel to allow us to do this, as always. I just started laughing.
Yeah.
Like, I was really happy and excited, but like, I was like, what is this world that we live in? That like, Joe is this is the surprise. Like, it's cool. A dream come true moment.
The pop was insane.
But I completely agree, and it's sort of the antithesis of what we talk about. Well, not the antithesis, but the other side of what we talk about when we talk about Jey Uso getting like, the most disliked match or the most disliked Rumble result or whatever it might be. That's all well and good that the internet are like, we don't like this. The arena seem to like it. Ticket sales seem to back that up.
I mean, when the music hits, people seem to be quite into it. So, chaos, pure chaos.
But yeah, every booker is like, does something, and especially nowadays, is like, what do people think about that then?
Yeah. Go online, reply to people. We would all be healthier if we tweeted less, I think.
We'd also be all healthier if we stopped listening to Vince Russo completely.
Yeah, this is funny, though.
Yeah.
I always put something funny in the news.
Yeah, it's Friday, innit? Let's have a bit
Triple H runs it like a kindergarten, folks. You heard it here first.
I was thinking like, all your recent backstage experience at WWE, is it, Vince?
I mean, he's booking Juggalo Championship Wrestling, so...
Yeah, and he's getting Drew McIntyre, according to him. Right, let's give you another update on Bianca Belair's return. We had some really exciting news just the other day about her being backstage at SmackDown, and that led to a boatload of speculation after her, I'm not going to talk about it anymore, horrific finger injury that she suffered at WrestleMania, that she could be coming back soon. And BodySlam.net says there is a belief in WWE that Bianca Belair will return in the early stages of 2026. Also, apparently, some optimism that she can beat that projected timeline because she's a freak, obviously, an amazing athlete. So all signs, and again, we talked about this whenever we talk about people like Liv Morgan, for example. It's kind of fallen into place to kick off 2026 in a really good place for WWE because you want Liv back on the road to WrestleMania. You want Bianca Belair, in my opinion, back in time for the Rumble to maybe even punch her ticket to face Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. But most importantly, I'm just glad that she can be back doing what she's doing from the weirdest injury I've heard in recent memory.
Yeah, it's...
Not weird, just the length of time she's been out with the finger injury.
But then we got the report from Fightful where it was like, the knuckle was... Sounds horrible.
It sounds horrible.
It's almost like her finger's gone onto the palm of her hand or something like that. I don't know.
I like the fact that it's also, whilst horrific and something that I'd be so squeamish about, also nice that it's also similarly reflective of everybody that when it happened, they were like, do you want to come and see Bianca's freaky finger?
Yeah, look at this. I mean, if it was my finger, I'd be like, go away, shoot, get lost.
I wouldn't want to look at my own finger.
I'm going to the doctor, so you can go to hell.
Yeah, you can get the finger. Oh, no, wait.
I hope it wasn't the middle finger, because then you could do it non-verbally if it was. Just
I was going to do it then, but we get in trouble, don't we, if we do that?
I don't know.
I don't know if YouTube's AI is like, you flipping me off?
Yeah.
Demonetized.
Yeah, that's for 21 years and above.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
if they let it slide, they're like, careful.
Yeah, not sure about that one. She could return in the Royal Rumble then, I guess, which actually is only like 12 weeks away or something like that. It's not that far.
Christmas was 7 weeks away yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, so there you go. Not long at all. And then if she won the Royal Rumble, she could call out Jade Cargill. And that's their story. That's their ongoing story. You could totally do that without the Royal Rumble. That does not need the Rumble at all. But if you wanted to, it's right there.
Ow, because she hurt her finger, Royal Rumble. Is that anything?
That's the worst. That doesn't end with EST. Or yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The worstest. There you go. Fit it in. Right, let's talk about Teddy Long.
What are these guys doing nowadays, huh?
Teddy Long does not like the current WWE product very much, playa. So he's been on Road Trip After Hours. That's his podcast. And he's criticised the storytelling. He's criticised selling. It's an interesting critique. But yeah, here's what he said about the storylines. I don't know. I think storylines play a big part, and I see them. They'll start something, and then they don't finish it. So I don't understand. How am I going to start to follow something, and then all of a sudden it's not there anymore? But now, here comes something brand new. You want me to start all over again to see. I don't think they give storylines long enough time for the fans to digest and kind of see what's going on.
Talk about WWE here?
Yeah, he is.
What?
Okay,
nonsense.
This is rubbish. This part, right? This is complete too.
I get it that certain ex-wrestlers, as you mentioned, grifting game is a very tempting game out there, and there are things you can throw mud at to both. There's only two companies, AW and WWE, but the two big companies, you can absolutely throw stuff at them. This isn't one of them, though.
Yeah, I don't think this is true.
The selling stuff we'll get to, right?
Yeah.
But no one's ever watched WWE, especially under Triple H, and gone, rushing this, aren't we?
Yeah, this is it. There are some elements that, from my taste, go a bit too quickly. But for the most part, Triple H gets criticism for things going on too long. So this is a weird one to me.
Yeah.
Like,
how long have they been teasing Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes?
And like, have we got a list of things that they've started and not finished?
Yeah, they generally do see things through almost to a fault.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a weird one.
Yeah.
That's a weird one. But he also went in on selling, which I totally agree with this, by the way. I think it's a problem in every company.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said, I see a lot happening with the selling. Lots of guys aren't selling nothing, man. I mean, it's Jesus Christ. He said it's Jesus Christ. I mean, to be fair, Jesus Christ is one of the best sellers of all time, brother. He's been selling for 2,000 years. I mean, since he got out of that cave, he's done nothing but sell, so it's probably an apt comparison.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I actually agree with him when it comes to selling in modern wrestling. I think it's everywhere. People always throw this at AEW, but man, literally it's everywhere. Yeah. It's a problem in WWE.
How many times has Cody Rhodes, when the belt's not been involved, won with a single crossroads, for example?
This is it. And actually, Teddy's co-host said some stuff about finishers in particular, and I totally agree. Like, finishers have been devalued to the point where you need to hit like 5 of them to finish a match.
Yeah,
I totally agree. I 100% agree. I think that some people go a little bit too far in the selling stuff sometimes, and it gets a bit too hysterical. But it's a problem everywhere, man. Like, things are rarely given the impact that they deserve. This is a low attention span society that we live in now, and everything has to be boom, boom, boom. Keep me occupied with fireworks, and it's an Instagram reel, TikTok mentality.
Yeah,
everything has to be boom, 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 boom at once. And week to week selling, as in coming out of a big grueling match and then appearing on TV the next night, is almost non-existent these days. I think it's a big problem.
Absolutely.
Things mean more when you sell them, man, and it just doesn't happen enough.
To the point that the only noteworthy moment that I can think of that has gone the opposite way is when Sammy started winning with the Blue Thunderball.
There you go, boom.
They're like, oh no, you can win matches. I mean, the finishers are meant to be called finishers because they finish the match.
Yeah.
But like, I think it was Seth or might have misremembered this, but recently someone kicked out of a super Cody cutter, didn't they, off the top rope? Not Cody cutter, super crossroads, sorry, off the top rope. And like you say, where does this end?
Yeah.
Like, I think generally, if we all agreed, right, hard reset at the start of 2026, and like one finisher can win a match, we'll all just agree that we'll start from then. We're starting from now. I think it would really benefit everybody, because like you say, if you don't lose to 3 of your opponent's finishers and then the next week they win with 1, then that next opponent just looks weak in comparison. Whereas if you were just like, the struggle, a bit like, I don't want to get tribal about all this, it's going to, but when Kenny Omega hits the one-winged angel, that's the end of the match, barring someone being close to the ropes.
Sure.
And the struggle is not can they kick out, it's can they avoid being hit with this move.
Exactly. You speak about Kenny Omega's a good one to speak about because the V trigger, right, looks and sounds so brutal.
Yeah.
And then it's just a transition move sometimes, and it's like, oh my goodness. So like he's a really interesting, balanced case because you have the good and the bad,
absolutely.
right there. And I think like a guy like Seth Rollins is a good one.
Yeah.
One of the most inconsistent sellers in the business today, and he works for the Stories company. So like it's a problem everywhere, in my opinion. And sometimes, look, it's an old meme, right? It's an old meme that we take the piss out of the dead man for quite a lot. Slow it down, grab a hold. But sometimes you have to. Sometimes it goes too far. Like CM Punk on the Slim Jim table for like 5 minutes. It's like, that needed a bit. That needed an extra layer, right? That was a bit excessive.
There's a balance in between everything.
Yeah. It's like, say the problem's over here. It's like, that swung way over there. It should have been somewhere in the middle. But yeah, I agree. I think that selling is a big issue these days. And look, there's different types of selling, right? Yeah. There's immediate selling. There's a delayed onset selling, as in like, you get hit with a move, you pop back up, you punch someone in the face, but then you collapse because the adrenaline just wore off.
I like Kyle O'Reilly for that sort of thing.
Yeah, you can do stuff like that. There's no end to the creativity you can use when you're selling, but there is a problem with it. I totally agree. Totally agree.
Right, finally, let's talk about Hiroshi Tanahashi's retirement match. There's been loads of speculation about this for a long, long time, and we're still no closer. We're a little bit closer, I suppose, to find out who it's going to be. At the end of the day, it's going to be on January 4th, of course, at Wrestle Kingdom for New Japan. A 26-year career. That is amazing. Fightful Select, though, doing some wonderful reporting yet again about the planned reveal. We were hoping, I think, in the last week to maybe find out the name, maybe have it confirmed, maybe start getting hyped up about it. The match, as of yesterday, has not been officially signed, sealed, delivered. It's here. But there are 3 possible candidates. And for those hoping, that Shinsuke Nakamura match is still potentially on the table. But, unfortunately, Fightful reporting that despite internal discussions, it is seen as a pipe dream. So maybe a bit more of a long shot. The other couple of names that have been mentioned are too Fightful are, of course, Kazuchika Okada and Kenny Omega, which obviously make all the sense in the world considering this is a New Japan legend we're talking about.
I do think that Nakamura is a pipe dream, and I would be shocked if it is him. I think that is probably... Look, I'm not thinking of this in terms of match quality or anything like that because, look, Tanahashi he's had some miracle matches this year against people like Takeshita and some others. He's had some really high quality stuff despite his limitations, but the man is fried. The run-in he did for AEW the other month was like, why have they made you do this, Ace? This is cruel.
An old man running for a bus that he's missed.
Exactly. So I'm not gauging what I want from this match out of quality. I'm gauging from out of what is the most interesting.
Yeah.
I think that the 2 most interesting matches to me are Shinsuke Nakamura, if they can miraculously pull it off. I don't think it's very likely. And Katsuyori Shibata is the other one.
Yeah.
For myriad political reasons, they have an extremely complicated personal history that you should look up, but basically they were dojo bros back in the day, coming through the system. Shibata left to go and do some MMA stuff. Tanahashi kind of raged against that, and while New Japan was being built in Tanahashi's extremely safe wrestling style image, Shibata is over here having crap MMA fights, losing a lot, and he comes back and he's headbutting people all over the place. So there's like a diametric opposition there that is really cool, and they have, in recent years they've not been as prickly with each other, but that's really interesting.
It's a good story, yeah.
I think most people would want Kazuchika Okada or Kenny Omega. Probably Okada because that's, Tanahashi's career rival in a lot of senses. But look, him and Omega
maybe not bitch Okada. Old Okada.
Yeah, old school. Like Okada working his ass off.
Yeah.
But look, Okada had a miraculously good retirement match with Tenryu in Japan a few years ago. It's like 10 years ago. But like what Okada pulled out of that, I love Tenryu, but he was just an old geezer at this point, was miraculous. So all of these are good options.
Yeah.
Like none of these suck.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we get there and they go, hey,
I've got an idea.
James Ellsworth.
you've suggested some things there. I'd like to suggest a different perspective on all this.
Okay.
The first name that actually popped into my head when you were talking about that was, why don't you just book him against Dolph Ziggler? Because he's awesome and bumping for everybody. You make him look like he's a killer again.
I mean, you bump like crazy, yeah.
But I think the general consensus from the sources that I've obviously been speaking to is a triple threat match, actually. It's Hiroshi, Tanahashi, John Cena and Jeff Jarrett. Big retirement match for everyone.
Triple retirement match. Get AJ in there as well.
AJ.
Why not? Everyone. It's not even loser leaves town.
AJ runs in post-match, chair shot, stands over. I'm not retiring.
Yeah, everybody leaves town. That's that one. That's what we're doing here. Let us know about all this nonsense.
Yeah, go on.
In the comments below. Enjoy the video on your screen right now. The algorithm thinks you're going to love it. More later. Bye.
Bye.